I want to draw your attention to this business behind me, one of the many that has been burnt to the ground in the downtown Pacific Palisades area. About an hour ago, when we were with you at the top of the 4 o'clock show, this former hair salon was the only thing burning. Now you can see just a few spot fires remain, and it has now spread to the interior design building right next door with large flames glowing inside. I'm going to get out of the way here because a fire truck, one of the many, is still trying to make its way down this stretch of road. Redondo Beach is the fire truck that I'm seeing right in front of me right now. We've seen some from Long Beach, local, out-of-state agencies all coming in to lend a helping hand on this side. No spot fires here. Everything has already burnt down. This used to be a pizza shop, a yogurt shop, and on the corner there, a UPS. None of it exists anymore. It's not the only one still burning. Fire crews have been spending much of their time and their attention down the block, just a few businesses away, past other businesses that have burnt down to another one that is still up in flames. And I can't help but point out how eerily quiet it is, especially now that the night has fallen. Every time an ambulance or fire truck drives by, they don't even flip on their sirens. I mean, there's no need to, because outside of first responders and news crews, there's no one left in this area. The only thing you can really hear is the crackling of the flames and the occasional pop from something exploding inside the business. And it was on this stretch of road not too long ago. I was able to catch up with another young woman who lives in the community just down the road there, a community completely flattened by the flames. She actually told me she's one of the lucky ones. Her home miraculously was spared, but the same cannot be said about her neighbors.
My dad was outside from 11:30 a.m. until 10 p.m. spraying all of the neighbors' houses and spraying our house from the roof down, trying to protect it. I don't know, it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, her friend in the passenger seat there, or in the driver's seat, I should say, called this a war zone. It's something I've been saying every time we've spoken to you here on air, and it's clearly I'm not the only one who feels that way. That's what this looks like. A normally affluent area, completely unrecognizable. So heartbreaking to see what people have gone through, and this is not the new beginning, the start over they were hoping for to begin 2025, Kimberly. This has been an active scene since 10 a.m. That's when this rally began, and I showed up on scene about 1 p.m. and at that point, folks here were telling me we plan on being here all night, and as you can see, they're fulfilling that promise. As we know, things changed a bit around 5 o'clock when some of these protesters made their way onto the on-ramp, the 5 South, and started walking on the freeway. I'm told at first they went up that bridge right there, a bunch of people walking up there, and then they said, this is rush hour. We feel like this is an appropriate time to really send our message. One protester I just spoke with said sometimes the best way to spark a conversation is to cause commotion, and that's what they feel like they've done today. So they went down from the bridge and then went onto the on-ramp of the 5, originally starting on the shoulder, but slowly and gradually making their way left across lanes of traffic, and as you know, eventually shutting those down, causing that gridlock that's still going on. This is the Northwest Altadena neighborhood, or at least what's left of it, because just about every street you go down, this is what you see. Home after home after home claimed by the flames of the Eaton fire. And so many families, have returned to the rubble today to try to sift through the ash to see if there's anything they can salvage. And every time you have a conversation with one of these families, they have their own unique stories with the same sad conclusion. They lost everything, this family included. Living here was Rupert Garcia for 51 years. This was his home since he was 12 years old. Basically all he knew. His life lived inside this building. And he did his best on Wednesday morning around 3 a.m. to try to fight off the flames as long as he could. He said he first noticed them all the way up there in the mountains, and then pretty quickly embers kept flying off, and it was like trying to put out spot fires like a game of whack-a-mole. You get one, another one pops up, and he said it looks like homes dropping like dominoes, one after the next, all the way down the hill, until finally these trees behind him were engulfed in flames, and at that point he knew it was too late. He tried to fight them off as long as he could, but it was a battle he ultimately lost to the blaze.
To me, it felt like hours. You know, I mean, I felt like I was in a fight, dude. But it was probably only about maybe 20 minutes. But you know, it was rough, bro. But I figured, man, I got to try.
Yeah, you could hear the emotion in his voice there as he was coming to the realization that all the memories, the physical memories they had were gone. And as you can imagine, that search came up empty for the most part, although I can tell you his excitement when he found a metal water bottle. That's all it took to bring himself some happiness. It was a gift he received for Christmas. It had Dodgers logos all over it, or at least that's what he told me. It was burnt to shreds. You can't even see it anymore. But even that was enough to bring him some sense of joy when this is what he's surrounded by and he's left with absolutely nothing. And what's really interesting is, look, just across the street, a few feet away, some of these homes outside of this one right here look like they're untouched. You almost wouldn't be able to tell that a fire ripped through this area. And in speaking to some of those homeowners, obviously they're so thankful that their home was spared, but you know, they have a sense of survivor's guilt because you look across the street and your friends and your neighbors have lost absolutely everything. It hasn't really been falling hard, but it has been falling very consistently over the last 3+ hours. I'm at the Leucadia Roadside Park in Encinitas. When we came to you live at the top of the 6, this wasn't the case, but now you can hear that rainwater runoff flowing into this drain that's right in front of me. This is a park that has flooded in the past. Not what we're expecting this time around with that inch of rain that Megan's been forecasting at the most to fall on the coast from now through Friday. So not a lot when it comes to that, but it is when it comes to water conservation. Earlier this evening, I was speaking with Jessica Toth. She's the executive director for the Solana Center for Environmental Innovation, and she was showing off the rain barrels that they have, that they sell to folks that you can set up pretty easily at your home. If it rains an inch, again, which is what we are forecasting at most, and you have a 1,000 square foot roof, she tells me you can collect up to 650 gallons of rainwater. So a little goes a long way. Kimberly, this is supposed to be a quieter preview, but quiet is the last word I would use to describe today so far. I'm standing outside of the Fantastic Four exhibit put on by Marvel. It's unbelievably impressive. This room, this is the exhibit floor. It opened up just a few minutes ago. My head has been on a swivel the entire time. There's so much to check out. I don't even like comics that much, and I'm having a blast so far. I just want to show you how far it stretches down that way to my right, and then just picture that, but down to my left as well. There are more than 460,000 square feet of exhibit floor space here. And for the preview day, it's open from 6 to 9. You can go to a bunch of different booths or artists' alley to buy merchandise from your favorite superheroes or your fantasy characters, whatever it may be. And speaking of superheroes, I got the chance to meet up with Superman himself earlier today. I wanted to see just how super he really is. The chest muscles here are impressive. I got to know what your secret is in the gym.
My secret in the gym, well, I lift up tons, you know what? I mean, Superman has a lot of weight on his shoulders.
That's right.
Because he has to save the world.
Are you worried your cape is going to get caught in an escalator? Because no superhero can survive something like that.
No, actually, already was caught in the elevator.
Oh, it already happened?
Already happened. Yeah, but don't worry, my super strength destroyed the elevator. They have to build a new one.
All right, let's see what he can really handle, though. Does the visual match the actual strength? Ah! Oh! Oh! Ow, if anything.
I know.
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
Whoa.
Okay. No, we got to cut it before that happens. So, yeah, it turns out he is pretty super. Had to learn that the hard way.